The goals of this lesson are to maximize Jeremy's ability to hear approaching vehicles and to notice and understand the effects of masking sounds. Jeremy and I are each in our own homes, talking by phone, and using APH's software Crossing with No Traffic Control remotely using TeamViewer. We start with module A5, which plays very realistic recordings. So she's going to play recordings of vehicles approaching. You're going to press the bar when you think you hear something that might be a vehicle. Good.
All right, I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go.
You heard this vehicle 7 seconds before it passed in front of you. This is a short detection time. Try to hear this vehicle sooner. Press the P key when you are ready to hear this vehicle again. Remember to press the space bar when you think you might hear a vehicle. Don't wait until you are certain that what you hear is a vehicle.
So what I'd like you to do, you heard it, and listen to that. You're going to cue into that sound and see if you can pick that sound up a little earlier. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right.
You heard this vehicle 12 seconds before it passed in front of you. You improved a great deal.
I'll say. I'm curious what happened. You heard it so much sooner. What happened the first time and what happened the second time?
Same. It sounded the same. It sounded the same to me.
Really? So when you pressed the space bar, you were hearing the same thing the second time that you heard the first time. Well, I'm
I
one.
listened to the sound of whatever the breeze is.
Yes.
Because breeze is especially if there's any kind of strong wind, especially coming around the corner, sounds very much like a car.
It does. Yeah.
To me. So I always listen to the sound of the breeze, and any change in the breeze noise I hear,
Yes.
I'll hear that long before I'll actually hear something that sounds like an engine or tires. And my first impulse is to assume it's just the breeze, but that's what I'm listening for. I'm listening for the sound of the air movement and any telltale raise in pitch that would indicate a car.
I love it. Oh, I love it. It's just a little tweak of the pitch, isn't it? Yeah, it's just a little, and that kind of.
I'll be right more than I am wrong typically.
Mm-hmm.
But wrong plenty because I'm hearing the same thing. And when the wind starts blowing harder, you can.
That's right. You can always have a false positive, right? I hear a car, oh, it wasn't a car, but you'd rather that than the other one. Oh, I don't hear any car.
False negative.
That's right. That's right. Well, I'm really pleased because the first time you didn't, it passed. Where there was 5 seconds that passed before you heard that little tweak, and this time you heard it and reacted sooner. So, bravo. Well done. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. We did several more trials off video, and Jeremy did very well. Here's another one.
You heard this vehicle 14 seconds
Whoa.
before it passed in front of you. This is a good detection time for this vehicle. Press the N key to hear the next vehicle. Remember to press the space bar when you think you might hear it.
Yeah. Nicely done, Jeremy. Was it again? You heard just a slight. Tell me what you heard. What happened?
If I were to try to put my finger on it, I would say the timbre of the car noise was slightly lower than
Interesting.
than other noises. So the frequency was present. I could identify that there was something there. I wasn't positive it was a car. But it was enough that said I think that might be it.
Yeah. Well, so in
And
the,
just continue listening. So yeah, definitely. I mean, within probably half a second or so of hitting
Yeah.
the space bar, I was
you confirmed, huh?
I was certain that it was a car.
Wow, very cool. So this one, the frequency dropped a little bit, and you said, "Oh, that there's something coming." The first time it was, the frequency went up a little bit, right? Interesting. So you're noticing just in
That's
and
what I'm looking for. Yeah, I mean, it's all about understanding where Mr. Doppler is as he's coming towards you.
Mr. Doppler. Well done. All right. Well, you're doing great, and you ready for the next one? We did several more trials, and Jeremy did very well. I am feeling kind of satisfied that the very first one, you let it go a long time before saying, "Oh, something's kind of funky," and then from then on, you were picking up just the slightest change, and I'm feeling satisfied. What about you?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, I think we can
I'm learning to trust my ears. They serve me really well.
Yeah.
Being straight, but also with music.
Cool. Oh, and also for music, you said?
Yes.
I wonder if there's a strong relationship between that, because what I think is involved in hearing the vehicles is a slight, like you said, what did you say it was?
It's being able to identify very slight changes in frequency and pitch.
Yeah, and I would think would go along with the musician skills. Excellent.
The
Well,
nice thing is you can do ear training to increase that sensitivity.
really? I didn't know that. Wow. Wow. Well, that's encouraging. So people can learn to pick up. And I wonder if they don't do well on this, if they couldn't undergo some kind of what the training you're talking. Is it kind of a standard training that is offered?
Most of them I'm aware of are actually just mobile apps that play different sounds and have you judge them.
Wow.
Place where they are.
So if someone's doing poorly on this, can't recognize that little pitch until it's like really it's distinct, might do better after some training with one of these apps.
Just ear training.
Jeremy, I just learned something, and I want to share it with everybody. That's awesome. That's great. Thank you. Yeah, excellent. All right. Well, we are going to call that complete, and we're going to now talk about masking sounds. You're going to hear a vehicle approaching, and the first time it's going to be relatively quiet, and the second time there's going to be some kind of masking sound going on. And each time you're going to press the space bar the first time you hear a vehicle, or what might be a vehicle, and then she's going to then ask you, first of all, how loud was that masking sound? And then she's going to ask you, how much did that affect your ability to hear the approaching vehicle? Okay?
Got it.
All right, here we go.
How loud was the masking sound? How much did the masking sound interfere with your ability to hear the vehicle? We agree. You said that the masking sound for this vehicle was loud, and I measured it as loud. And that the masking sound interfered a lot with your ability to hear the vehicle. Actually, the masking sound interfered slightly with your ability to hear the vehicle. When it was quiet, you heard this vehicle 1 second sooner than when there was a loud masking sound.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I was surprised when I took this little exercise is how what seemed to be that was pretty loud, and yet I could hear it. It was like you said, that little increase in frequency
That's what it is, yeah.
kind of jumped out. more than I thought it would. So, you ready for another one?
Yep.
All right.
Jeremy did very well in subsequent exercises.
Are you feeling like some more? Or are you feeling you got the idea?
I got the idea.
All right, good deal. I agree. And the next exercise is to just recognize there's a masking sound. What you're going to be doing is listening for the approach of a vehicle. When you first hear a vehicle approaching, notice, was there a masking sound when you heard it, or was it quiet when you heard it? Okay? All right.
Okay.
So, did you hear a masking sound?
There were two masking sounds, yeah. There was some kind of lawnmower as well as a
Nice.
something that sounded like something like a generator.
Oh,
But also
really?
fire it off on the left-hand side somewhere.
And did you say siren on the left?
There's a siren and a like a lawnmower sound.
Cool. Nicely done. All right. Next play. What do you think?
I didn't hear any masking sounds. I did hear the vehicles from both directions,
Oh,
and they
okay.
did start at the same time.
Okay. So
So
one.
I heard the one from the right sooner, but
Yeah.
the one from the left was closer.
All right. So the one from the left maybe was masked by the one from the right, but the first vehicle you heard, the one from the right, there was no masking sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. 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 Ready for the next one?
Yep.
Jeremy did very well in subsequent exercises.
So there was a masking sound, but it wouldn't have affected you that much.
Right.
Excellent. Are you feeling satisfied, or you want to do some more?
Yeah, I feel satisfied.
Well, I'm feeling satisfied. This has been great, Jeremy. So our next session will be out in the street. But could you please wait until I can get there to do any trying to apply these skills, including
Absolutely.
walking along the street?
Before doing the training, I knew that I could use the sound of the cars to judge their distance and judge their time.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never thought about how long it would actually take me across the street.
Mm.
And then actually having my hearing calibrated to where I'm hearing, okay, I know that I'm hearing possibly better than
Yeah.
maybe the average person, which
Yeah.
means I have a bigger safety range,
Yeah.
or a bigger at least awareness range, which may give
Right.
me a higher
Detection
safety quotient.
detection range. Yes.
Those, yeah, the training certainly bumped up that gauge.
Wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you can do with your vision, because that also can be augmented. That also can be trained, so that you can use that better. And as far as combining them, I had said that for street crossing, you can only use one, vision or hearing, to maximize. And for street crossing, where you want to detect the vehicles the best that you can, you don't want to kind of like half do it with hearing, half with vision, let it go. But you have to use one or the other. But for other activities, like just strolling along the sidewalk and whatnot, you can use both and should use both.
Yes.
And actually, that is a skill that can be developed. And so when we get together, we're going to be maximizing your vision and maximizing your hearing, and then there's going to be a whole segment of the training where you put them together. All right?
I'll look forward to that.
Me too. All right, very good. So hopefully we get together next week and we can start on the actual applying what you've learned and going beyond that with more training.
Excellent. Excellent.